Nature speaks many tongues, in many voices. Or with no voice at all. Across the face of the planet, animals express themselves through roar, or click, or scent, or touch. In secret languages shared only with their own, to feed off rivals. Summon the troops. Find a mate. Or sound the dinner bell. Communication tactics as diverse as life itself. Getting the message across is one of the animal kingdom's most complex ways to survive the wild. The largest wild member of the canine family, the grey wolf, haunts storybooks and lurks in legends. But in truth, he's a family man who likes to keep in touch. Social animals, wolves prefer to live in tightly knit packs. With posturing, licking, and play fighting, pack members reaffirm their place in the hierarchy. And when they have something to say to their pack mates, they say it. Tipping his head back, his call of the wild can project up to 6 miles. A howling wolf might declare territory, identify himself, or call his pack. In the United States, amid the dense forests and open prairies of Montana, a howl tells the scattered wolf pack that it's time to get to work. The rallying call summons the pack for the hunt. Their territory can spread hundreds of miles. They catch the scent of a herd of bison in their range. The ancient clash of predator and prey begins. Each knows its role. The wolves draw as close as they can. They might trail the herd for days before striking. Detecting the threat, the bison close ranks, standing their ground. Now that they're close, the wolves prefer the herd to move before they can attack. It's a waiting game. The hunting party knows the bison will eventually panic and bolt. And when it does, the wolf pack targets its most vulnerable members, the calves. The bison have speed and strength on their side, but the wolves drive them into swampy ground, slowing the escape and separating their target from the herd's protection. One wolf makes the kill, but the whole pack will share it. The alpha male and female who led the hunt get first dibs. While the pack feeds, at the den, an older sister babysits the wolf pups and waits for dinner. The pups are carefree, but she can't let her guard down. In these woods, wolves are not the only predators. When a black bear wanders into her range, the pups are suddenly in danger. She barks out an alarm. Heeding the call, the hunting party rushes back, harassing the black bear and driving him from their range. Whether it comes to scaring up a meal or scaring off enemies, clear communication keeps this wolf pack running smoothly. Out on the wide prairie, wolves howl to keep in touch. Deep at sea, sperm whales have their own ways of making long-distance calls. Stretching longer than a school bus and weighing as much as a small Boeing 737 aircraft. Sperm whales are the largest toothed predators on the planet. Gracefully traversing the seas, they have more to boast about than their enormous size. These whales are among the world's most sophisticated communicators. Separate pods of sperm whales make up a clan, which can range over hundreds of miles. Each member speaks the clan's distinctive dialect, different from other clans. They also share clan rules, which they transmit across the vast ocean. This talent for communication has led to an astonishing outcome: the development of sperm whale culture. In the North Atlantic, a pod of sperm whales goes about its daily routine. In this pod, all the females, not just the mothers, take care of the calves. That's how it's done in the North Atlantic, but not necessarily in other oceans. This Atlantic clan is so widespread that its members may never meet one another. So, how do they share their culture? It doesn't hurt to be one of the loudest animals on the planet. The whale's enormous head contains organs filled with a fluid called spermaceti and other sacs full of air. They amplify the whale's rapid-fire clicking, which travels up to 37 miles through the water. These whales converse by stringing their clicks together to form a phrase or coda. That's their dialect. Whales in a clan share common codas, but each whale also has a unique signature coda. This big whale small talk helps whales identify each other in the gloom. And the pod can use its clicks or echolocation to map the dark underwater terrain and find food. But sometimes community spirit can backfire. This whale, stranded in shallow water, sent out a distress call. That can draw the rest of the well-meaning pod, placing them all at risk of stranding too. Luckily, not this time. Whales have found their way into legends and lore since the days of the ancient seafarers. Today, as we learn more about them, we realize they're more fantastic than anyone had ever imagined. While the clicks of the whales transmit culture, the clucks of one Scottish bird send a message of love. The capercaillie is no turkey. The largest of the grouse family, he's a ground-dwelling forest bird who's willing to fight a duel to win a mate. But first he must find her. The drably coloured hens keep a low profile, so it's up to him to make a statement. Beside his flashy fan of tail feathers, he has a beautiful singing voice. At least the hens might think so. It just has to be better than any rival suitors. The ritual plays out in northeast Scotland, where the ancient forests of the Cairngorm National Park provide the perfect stage. Here, capercaillies generally spend much of their time eating leaves and insects, but spring is coming, and this fellow has other ideas. The females in his range are not always easy to spot, so he attempts to lure them with his love song. Instead of a mating partner, the male's unique aria attracts a rival. Their conflict begins with a competition to outcall one another. Each other like prize fighters, squawking the whole time. They fan their tails and ruffle their feathers to exaggerate their size. If neither backs down, they go at it with claws and beaks. The loser limps away, while his rival gets the girl. The defeated capercaillie is down, but not out. The breeding season's just begun, so he still has a chance to prove his manliness in another territory. He finds a place with no challenges, and at least one semi-interested hen. He gives it his all. The same moves that intimidate rivals, hens find sexy. He has her attention. Now, he's got to bring it home. His tail feathers fan the flames of her desire. He's found his mate. Despite the male's early defeat, his perseverance has paid off. And so has his ability to communicate his virility. In Scotland, the capercaillie is preoccupied with the birds and the bees. On the other side of the world, bees are more concerned with making a living. A strict division of labor keeps bee society buzzing, and communication plays a crucial role. Especially when changes in the wind. In southern Kenya, on the vast savanna of Amboseli National Park, a growing hive has reached a turning point. It's gotten too big. So the queen has left to form a new colony, taking most of her subjects with her. She's the only bee who can produce new workers. But the hyper-organized bees in her old hive have a succession plan. A new queen emerges from their ranks. Without a moment to waste, she gets straight to work. Her reign begins with her coronation. Touring the hive, she heralds her arrival by spreading her pheromone, ensuring her subjects' loyalty. Each honeybee performs a certain task in service of the hive. The crucial role of workers, or females, is gathering food. Each worker can carry up to half her body weight in pollen, which she stuffs into pockets on her legs. And a long time, and black nectar to feed the pollen. But when she's picked over neighboring flowers, she must find new resources further afield. Her mission can take her more than 3,900 feet from the hive. The scout returns in triumph. She's found a flowery feast. She communicates the address by performing a waggle dance. Her figure-8 display, how she aligns her body in relation to the sun, and the vigor of her waggle dance conveys the coordinates and size of her life-saving discovery. Armed with the knowledge, the workers head out to the pollen source to restock the hive's dwindling pantry. But suddenly there's a wrinkle in their plan, or quite a few wrinkles. A herd of elephants grazing in the area closes in on the hive. As they knock down trees to reach the most tender leaves, the tree with the hive could be next. Not today. The guard bees emit distress pheromones to alert the hive of impending danger. The elephants have size, but the bees have numbers. When a bee sting penetrates a vulnerable spot on the elephant's tough skin, it leaves a chemical marker that attracts more bees to the site. The resulting swarm drives the elephants away. Once again, the bee's ability to communicate saves the day. Honeybees' black and yellow color tells enemies they'd best keep away, whereas chameleons use color to say all sorts of things. Moving undetected, this chameleon closes in on its prey. More than 70 species of chameleon live on Madagascar. Each communicates with color. Many plants and animals on this isolated island live nowhere else in the world. About twice the size of the UK, Madagascar is home to 5% of all plant and animal species, including nearly half of all chameleon species. Sometimes called the eighth continent, Madagascar has a range of climates and geographic niches, with different chameleon species adapting to almost all of them. Using camouflage to sneak up on prey, it's just half the story of these color-changing lizards. Chameleons also shift color to communicate with other chameleons. In fact, rather than blending in, chameleons spend much of their energy doing exactly the opposite. Using their own form of colorful language, chameleons silently converse with one another, revealing their intentions from courtship to competition. This artistic language allows the lizards to establish dominance without the risk of open conflict. That's what these guys are trying to do. But when neither lizard is willing to change his aggressively bright coloration to signal submission, they fight and both lose. Chameleon skin cells contain nanoscale crystals. The chameleon can expand or shrink the space between these crystals, rapidly altering the color of light they reflect and therefore the color of his skin. Females flash certain colors when they're ready to mate. This female's drab colors are just what this male is looking for. This male, however, is pressing his luck. The female's coloration clearly states she's not interested. If he didn't get the message before, she makes her point now. He'll have to wait. But thanks to this species' amazing strategy of color-based communication, he will know when the time is right. From the island of Madagascar to the island continent of Australia, residents find ways of expressing themselves. Up to 20 eastern grey kangaroos can live in a mob, making them the most social of the roos. Getting along means being able to communicate. They live across the vast spaces of eastern Australia, including Victoria's Alpine National Park. The alpha male, heavily muscled and standing over 7 feet tall, communicates his rank by just showing up. He alone has the right to mate. Subordinate males, along with females and their young joeys, make up the rest of the mob. They reinforce their social bonds by grooming each other. But just because the alpha male's in charge of mating doesn't mean there's no tension among the lower ranks. When the females are ready to mate, the subordinate males get excited. They fight for the right to pair up with him and tend to act like a manservant. And that's almost as good as being alpha. The companion can stick by her side until she's ready to breed, then sneak in a fast one when the alpha's not looking. On occasions when the alpha male is challenged, he'll assert his dominance by arching his back, walking on all fours, or rubbing his chest on the ground, all to intimidate his would-be rival. A short cough from the challenger announces his surrender, avoiding the need for a fight. Within their range, the kangaroos know few natural predators, except for dingoes. But even then, the kangaroo's social network protects them. The bigger the kangaroo mob, the more eyes and ears to watch and listen for danger. That doesn't stop the dingoes from trying. But they don't get too close before they're spotted. And the roos employ their go-to defensive strategy, bounding away at over 30 miles per hour. And those powerful legs can thump the ground to sound a warning to the mob or to scare off predators. A smaller, newer predator also poses a threat. The fox. Introduced to Australia in the 1870s for sport hunting, targets the vulnerable joeys. But the kangaroos, constantly on the move, constantly vigilant and constantly communicating, continue to thrive. Away from the grasslands on Australia's coastline, another group of residents communicates by land and sea. Slow and cumbersome when sunning themselves on land, sea lions get positively slippery when wet. Transforming into agile marine predators rightly named the lions of the sea. Like their land-based counterparts, sea lions are highly social and excellent communicators through honks, barks, and roars. In fact, they bark for a lot of reasons, making for quite a noisy colony. For this pup, the vital lesson of communication comes early. When his mum returns from a fishing trip, he must find her within the sprawling colony so that he can nurse. He can't see well, so he's learned to recognize her unique call above the din, and she can pick out his. The island is crawling with nursing mothers, but each only looks after her own pup. Australian sea lions live strictly along the western and southern coasts. They breed on land but hunt individually in the water, foraging close to the shore. When pickings get slim, the sea lions must move further out to sea. If they expect to eat today, they'll need to work as a team. They're in luck. They join a passing dolphin pod herding a school of fish. There's plenty for everyone. No one knows if dolphins and sea lions communicate with one another, but they make a great team. Keeping the school from scattering, they take turns capturing mouthfuls of fish. Sea lions can hear far beyond the range of humans, and underwater they use their whiskers, or vibrissae, to pick up subtle vibrations from prey or predators. Bellies full, they return to shore. Now, the males communicate in a different way, brawling. They fight for dominance and to impress the females. The winner gets his pick of the calves. Finally, the winning bull and cows seal the deal. Males can weigh 770 pounds, more than twice the weight of females, making the most of the 24-hour when she is in estrus. As the breeding season ends, calmness prevails. It's no secret that African elephants are the largest living land mammal. What's less obvious is the fact that these icons of the savannah are colossal communicators too. This herd follows its matriarch, generally the oldest female. She's a woman of few words who leads by example. With each member of the herd needing to drink vast quantities every day, a constant priority for the matriarch is finding water. Since a grown elephant drinks about an oil barrel full of water a day, the herd needs a dependable source. As water holes dry up, the matriarch leads the herd to distant drinking spots she remembers from years past. She could live to be 70. In this especially long, dry season, the herd needs to keep moving to quench its thirst. Elephants not only use their feet to commute, but also to communicate. By pressing their front feet to the ground, elephants may pick up seismic vibrations that travel through their bones into the middle ear. They might be able to detect an alarm or mating call up to 9 miles away. In northwest Namibia, elephants in the Etosha National Park put their communication strategies into action. The matriarch has guided the herd to a waterhole. But the elephants aren't the only thirsty visitors there. The herd warily stands its ground, but not for long. The risk to the elephant calves is too great. The elephants play it safe and abandon the waterhole to the lions. But the retreat has come at a cost. One of the males got separated from the herd that's now far away. Using a location call like a mayday signal, he attempts to make contact. The low-frequency sound, inaudible to humans, carries across the savannah. When the matriarch replies, the lost male sets his course. They reunite at a new water source. Delighting in each other's company, the herd chats in their most quiet and intimate ways by touch and smell. Their powerful trunks give them a remarkably keen sense of smell to read each other's chemical signals. They're also capable of gentle touch, which helps strengthen the herd's bond. That's especially important between mother and calf. Elephants' subtle ways of communicating build lifelong bonds that even distance can't erase. Elephants, and for so many others, communication is power. It builds loyalties, defines enemies, and allows them to declare their place in the world.